For you guys, I mean, we've talked so much about turnovers being your calling card, and just going through the box scores, the turnover percentage hasn't been as high in the last few games, I'd say. What are you seeing there?
Well, teams, especially getting to the second time in league play, teams are trying to space us out more, whether that's personnel-driven, whether it's cutting action or things they're doing to get us in rotation. They're trying to, I think every good defense has a level of predictability to it, and so there's concepts that people are trying to play on. In the end, to me, I still go back to like when our ball pressure is like relentless, that we win out on that. But of course, the other teams, they're trying to do things to prevent turnovers against us as well. So I would say we see probably some more lineups where teams will play 4 guards. Obviously, like K-State pretty much exclusively does and almost didn't play a big. You'll see some of that. So I think when we dictate, when we're physical, we'll still get whatever the amount is that we need. But I think we're still at the top of the league, overall, turning people over. But I think it'll come around if we just keep pressuring the ball.
Are you seeing fewer ball screens? That seems like where you guys were really disruptive.
We are. I think there's more cutting. Teams haven't posted us as much either. Like that's a source for us that we trap the post on every entry. So we've generated a lot of turnovers when teams try to go into the post. So I think it's eliminating post ups and eliminating ball screens have probably been the two things where we will come out and trap and be ultra aggressive, and teams aren't doing those things as much.
Obviously, you want to create as many turnovers as you can, but it doesn't seem like maybe there's a one-to-one relationship. If you create turnovers, you win. If you don't, you lose. If you look back, the first Kansas game or the second Kansas game, TCU, and then just this last game, what do you see as the relationship where you don't necessarily have to get them, and just because you do get them isn't going to mean a victory?
Yeah, the live ball turnovers are the ones that we really need, right? So we can score in transition in an advantage situation. So it's not as much the quantity, more so if we turn someone over 18 times, but 10 of them are live ball turnovers, we're usually going to convert those into points. That's where we're seeing the payoff for our team. Also, just looking at our ability to value the ball, is important also. And so at TCU, for example, we have 3 live ball turnovers the whole game. And so even though they didn't turn it over a ton, proportionately that played in our favor. So I think it goes both ways. We need to try to be as aggressive to turn people over, understanding that the live ball ones are really the ones we're after. And then on the other end, if we have the ball toughness we did against TCU and valuing every possession, then we're kind of playing the possession game that we need to play.
TJ, based on your knowledge of Iowa State when you were here in the, a while back, and given that you're knocking on the door of the postseason coming off of 2-22, what would that mean? What would the NCAA tournament mean for your program going forward, and the community and Iowa State? And
well, yeah, it would certainly be an exciting opportunity for us if you look at, when we came in mid-March and probably where everybody felt like, where the natural progression of the program would be. When you come in anywhere as a new head coach, you want to lay a foundation of how you work, how you practice, the type of players you recruit, and how you do things. And you're not as in the moment, even though you want to win, and we're competitive and you want to win every game, you want to build a sustainable, successful program over the long term. And so for us to be able to have things go as well as they did immediately is pretty cool. I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot to our guys. Hope it means a lot to our fans and people that support our program. Even if, regardless of the outcome and how things go from here, I don't think it diminishes a lot of the great moments and great wins and the progress that we've had, regardless of how things finish. Like, yes, we want to win every game that we have left, and we know how cool it is to be playing in the NCAA tournament. It's awesome. There's nothing like it. At the same time, my job or our focus is for our guys to just stay on the next possession, what's in front of us, and if we can continue to do that over the next few weeks, we feel confident about how things will play out.
Let me ask you this. What's the most awesome part of being in the NCAA tournament?
I would say, once you get to the tournament, it really is like matchups and anybody can beat anybody. It's the feeling of on any night, at any time, anybody can beat anybody. And there's nothing like it for that reason. So even when you see the teams that come and get the upsets or the higher seeds that have made it deep runs into the tournament, it's that feeling of anything can happen now. And like the numbers are out the window, the records are out the window, it's a new season. So it's that renewed, the exuberance of let's go out here and have some fun and see what can happen. And then, especially, when you're at this level, for whatever reason, it feels like success is playing in the tournament, and there's a letdown for everybody that isn't. So you want that feeling of, man, all the hard work, all the extra, all the early mornings, all the late nights, all the additional films, all the shooting workout, that you had that opportunity to have that feeling in the tournament. It's really what makes it special.
Hi, Coach. Xavier Foster said yesterday that he knew months in advance that he was going to be released from the team. Is that true? And if so, why were there any reasons why it took so long that you just released him before media day, and any general thoughts on the Xavier situation? Yeah,
we released a statement in the fall when that whole situation happened, so we would refer back to that statement, and we'd have no further comment on anybody who's no longer in our program.